welcome back to Screen. I'm Andrew, and this is Chris.
I'm Chris.
And we're cooking up some Ghostbusters today.
Well, let's all get real quiet so we could hear them scream Ghostbusters. Oh, yeah.
Oh, sounds so good. Now, Chris had played Ghostbusters 2 as a child. I had played Ghostbusters 1 as a child. And let me tell you, this game is worse. Let's get into it. So what you have to do in this game is this is a map of New York City, as you can tell. As you can tell, like it's got all 5 boroughs. You got in the middle, you got where Gozer is. That's why they call it Zool. And you have these little
GBHQ.
Yeah. And
got the store up here.
Yep.
And
I think that's gas. I can't remember.
A gas station.
Yeah. And so these little blinking lights are people calling up the Ghostbusters saying, "Hey, I got some ghosts."
Oh.
And you got to go bust them. So you got to get all of your money. Right.
I don't know how to start.
I'm remembering.
You need a beam. I think I need to go to Ghostbusters HQ.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So yeah, you got to kind of jeez.
I lost some money.
Yeah, you lose money when you get hit because it's repairs, I guess.
Well, how are these people changing lanes? This is a nightmare.
You know how in New York City where you can drive really fast and it's not very slow and full of cars?
And it's a 4-lane road?
It's like that,
This is nothing like New York.
With a lot of fire hydrants.
Well, I guess we should talk about Ghostbusters while this is happening.
Yeah. So Ghostbusters, I heard, and now I'm not sure. I heard Ghostbusters was bought by Disney, like not just now in like the Fox.
Yeah,
kind of
but
thing.
after the new movie came out.
After the new movie came out and didn't do very well, and they were like, all right, we don't want this anymore. Let's sell it to someone. I thought I heard Disney did. I don't know if that's true or not. I could look it up. I did look it up. I couldn't find it. So
no information.
So maybe that's not true. But
yeah, I'm not sure.
Sooner or later, Disney's gonna own everything. So yeah, the new movie didn't do very well. But if they were going to give another crack at it, because if someone's gonna buy the rights to Ghostbusters, they're gonna do something with it.
I'd hope.
So.
All right, the red barrels I have to collect. Those are important.
Yeah.
Hitting cars is bad.
Yeah, it's like this long drive here because like you're getting closer.
600 fucking miles left to go.
It's such a fun game.
This is not what I would describe as fun.
Yeah, it's not what I describe as Ghostbusters.
I'm going to run out of fuel. I'm out of fuel.
You're out of fuel.
Oh my God, is that us pushing the car?
Yeah, you gotta push that car.
We don't look like people at all.
Nope.
Do I have to watch this for the rest of the 600 miles?
You have to watch the gas.
Oh, we found a gas station.
Found some gas. And now you gotta do it again.
All right.
This time.
Ghostbusters HQ.
Do.
Oh my God. Anyway.
I don't know why you don't just start at your headquarters.
Yeah, what? Where am I?
You're driving around.
At least now I'm only 150 miles away, unlike before, where I was 700 miles away.
So you drove away, you went to the gas station, and then you drove back.
I guess.
That's absurd.
So yes, we don't know who owns Ghostbusters, but after the recent revival movie didn't do so hot, we're pretty sure they were sold or bought.
Yeah, by someone, like someone got them.
It was Sony beforehand, right?
Sony, yeah. I mean, unless they still own the rights, like, I don't know. I at least I'm pretty sure I heard they were in talks. But this isn't a business podcast here. I guess. Oh, here we go.
Wow, our building is huge.
Do we got that? We got that.
Maybe now we have the beam? Now I gotta find a place to go. Should I be stopping the ghosts from reaching Zool?
No, I don't think they're... I think they're just representative of what's... Yeah, there we go.
Because
one of those blinkers up there.
The ones I haven't stopped did go into Zool, so I'm just gonna...
I mean, you're gonna have to... Like, spoilers, the last level is Zool, so...
It still says I need a beam.
Go to the shop.
Ah, the shop. I don't know why I would need to go to a fucking shop for my own equipment. Oh, 800 miles. Well, we have plenty of time to talk about the movie.
On our road trip here. So I guess maybe let's talk about rebooting Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
like how do you do it in a way people will not get mad? Because people really got mad.
Yes, it was not well received. The all-female reboot.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like everyone's got an opinion on that movie. I don't know. I mean, I can kind of break down my feelings on it. Is that I think its biggest problem was that it was called Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Like all right. So I don't know if I mentioned this on this show or whatever. I don't hate remakes. My thing about a remake is it doesn't erase the original movie.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters did really bad. We're probably going to forget about it in 5 years and no one will even remember it was made.
Yep.
And thus the original's fine.
Yeah.
A movie can bomb super bad. It doesn't matter. The original's still the original. That's the one people are going to love. So I don't see why it's a huge deal to sort of try out another crack. All right. So the idea of scientists or whoever making a business about busting ghosts, that's a fun concept.
Yeah. And
it's oh, well, sorry, the first one was so good, we can never do that concept ever again. It's so I don't know. I don't hate remakes. I mean, people got strong opinions on remakes in general, and I guess that's fine. You can hate them. Some are really bad. I mean, what am I gonna say? They're not all good. Most of them are not very good. But the idea of just trying it out is, I don't know. I don't really have a problem with that. Let's get a beam.
It's random.
Oh, you don't have enough money. You don't have money to get beam.
Well, I can buy the capture beam.
I see. I was looking at the hyper beam. Yeah. Okay.
Let's appreciate ghost food.
Ghost food. We gotta lure those ghosts.
All right. So I can afford this.
All right.
A sound generator. Let's buy some ghost food, I guess. Ghost vacuum? Why not?
Sure.
Now we're out of money.
All right. I would probably want a trap.
I have to drive back to the fucking store? Are you serious? Anyway, my problem with it was we had cameos from the original cast, right?
Yeah. I wasn't done listening to my problems.
I'm sorry.
But no, we can keep going. Go
Sure.
for it. Go for it. You're already about to mention one of these.
Yeah, my problem was, why do that? Why have the cameos from the cast instead of doing it in a passing with a torch situation where the Ghostbusters they're too old now.
A sequel, a true sequel, yeah.
Do the soft reboot that The Force Awakens did.
Right.
Because for the most part, The Force Awakens is A New Hope, but it's also the old cast passing on the torch, so it works in both categories. You said a trap?
It's on the second page. Yeah.
There's another page?
Yeah. The second. There it is.
Holy crap!
Capture trap. There we go. Because you're gonna need that. I mean, to get the ghosts.
I suppose.
All right. Cool.
A ghost suit, ghost alarm, super trap. All right. So maybe now,
or maybe the game's broken.
We'll find out. Trying. Oh.
There we go.
All right,
finally,
we're on our way here.
Well, I wish it would tell you instead of just going meh,
that would be nice.
White square.
Do the soft reboot, have the cast pass the torch, that way it doesn't feel like a cheap, I got the rights and these guys are just here as a joke.
Yeah, and they, those are among the worst parts of the movie, I think.
Yes.
It's I mean, I love seeing, the old crew, but they were really, it was see, it's the old people, you can like this movie, they're in it.
It just feels like a forced, you could like it. It's you don't need to convince me to like it. You need to make me like it.
Yeah. So did you see? I think it was Red Letter Media did a review.
I do like their reviews.
I did like their other reviews. So I think that there. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion. I think there were a lot of funny parts of the new movie.
If you don't go in there with the expectation that Ghostbusters is molesting your childhood,
right,
then it's fine. It's just a comedy that does comedy things. It's not the best comedy, but
there we go.
What the hell?
Yeah, you gotta
this?
Trap the ghosts. You gotta use your beam to trap the ghosts. Yeah, he just hangs there. All right, you got him. And now you can play the game. Now all of that, you can start playing the game.
Oh boy.
So what I'm saying is that I thought there were a lot of funny parts in the movie, but it you can kind of tell the funny they weren't scripted funny parts, and I You need an empty trap. You got to go back to the headquarters and empty your trap.
This is the worst game.
I told you it was real bad.
I love that I'm 600 miles away.
Yeah. Or maybe it's meters. I don't know.
Either one sucks.
So I think it was Red Letter Media, and they were saying, or someone it was saying, is that like you got a lot of funny people, but the whole script, like it can't just be like, go make some jokes.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah, sometimes they came up with some very good ones, and I laughed. But sometimes it's like, oh man, this is an actor I really like, and, she's not...
You can also tell who's good at improv and who's not good at improv while watching that.
So it's sort of like a fault on the director, I feel like. You gotta... Like Ghostbusters, the first one, if we were talking about it last time, it was very scripted to a fault.
Yeah.
They had to cut a lot out. This feels like it wasn't scripted enough. And
I mean, I saw an interview where Kevin Feige was just like, they're such funny people. I let them improv a lot.
Yeah, you can let them improv a lot, but you can't let them improv the whole movie.
And if you are going to try and let them improv the whole movie, you need to be a good enough director that you can get the performance you need from an improv.
Yeah.
And B, you need to have people that are good enough at improv that it works.
Yeah.
Like Thor Ragnarok. It's something like 80% of that dialogue was improvised.
Yeah.
And they're all very good at improv.
Good. But, like, I think another thing is, it's like, it's easier maybe to do riffs on that kind of stuff than, and again, I think it was Red Letter Media, and if it wasn't, I'm sorry to whoever I watched, but they were saying, like, you can't just do science jokes. Like, it's too hard. Like, you gotta know science.
Like,
to
the
do
joke
that.
with science jokes is it's either accurate or it's wildly inaccurate.
Yeah. So, and they're scientists, so they have to be, like, accurate, at least to a point, to be believable characters. So, I don't know. Anyway, like, I feel like we want to talk about, like, what a good new one was, and I think we're just kind of like, well, I guess we're understanding where they went wrong, and we want to fix that.
Like, my problem with it is, it's not a good Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah. It's like a fine movie. Like, it's a fine comedy. Like, I had a good time. Honestly, like, I walked out of the movie theater feeling like, hey, that was fun. Mm-hmm. And I think all the bad parts are the parts that are trying to be Ghostbusters, like the big fight at the end with like the giant logo. Like, I didn't think that was a good idea.
No, that wasn't good. Like, anytime there's a cameo from either the old cast or from like Slimer, like none of that was good.
Do you know what I did not like the Slimer. No, that was not good. But I think it would be the best if they had to do a nod to the original. Who the best big bad at the end would be?
Who?
I think if they got Poppin' Fresh, like the actual Pillsbury Doughboy.
Yeah.
That would be amazing, because you wouldn't expect that. Mm-hmm. Like, you'd expect, Stay Puft again. And, like, you'd have maybe, like, the same shot of, like, the little head, like, going through, and you're like, wait a minute, that's a chef's hat? And then, like, this, like, giant... now the Ghostbusters is so like, now it's, people, no one wants to touch it, but right before, when they were saying, hey, we're making Ghostbusters again, they could have gone to like Pillsbury, and they're like, and they kept it secret, do not put in the trailer, and then at the end of the movie, you have Poppin' Fresh. Like, you have the Pillsbury Doughboy destroying New York. Like, that would be so good.
That would be.
Like, you can't do Stay Puft twice, because people would expect that, and you're trying to rely too much on the original, but you do what the original couldn't do. Because, like, I'm not saying that, like, that's what they wanted to do, but, like, you can kind of tell, like, Stay Puft is sort of like, it's like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Yeah.
Maybe a little Michelin Man in there. But, like, I feel like they were trying to evoke that feeling.
Yeah, they were going for that with a mix of, like, the Jet Puff marshmallow situation.
Yeah, and so, like, why not lean into that and just have it, like, break into our universe, and, like, one of them thinks of, the Pillsbury Doughboy. I mean, I don't know. That would have been really fun.
I mean, if you want to be super ghoulish, the end boss could be the ghost of Harold Ramis.
That's pretty ghoulish.
Very ghoulish. Like I said, Egon? I'm sorry, gentlemen, but I'm bored.
This script is too long.
This is... Jesus, Dan, what happened?
All right, so let's kind of recap this, because I feel like we've got some ideas to make like a new.
Yeah, let's make a better Ghostbusters.
All right, let's make a better Ghostbusters.
Because all we did was talk about what that one did wrong.
Yeah. All right, so first of all, we're passing the torch.
Yes.
Now, here's my question. Harold Ramis has passed on to the ghosts side. He's no longer with us. It's very sad. Do we?
I mean, that could be why they're retiring. Like, their friend is gone. Yeah, Egon's gone. He was the brains of the operation.
Yeah, okay. And all right, now I feel like this is going to be on everyone's mind here. Are we going to get a CG Egon? Like, is that going to happen?
I would say no. Like,
you don't think so?
Keep it tasteful. There's like pictures on a table and they're packing up.
But I also feel Harold Ramis, I feel like he'd be into it. Like,
I don't
know. I don't know him personally, but I feel like he wouldn't mind. I think he would think that's funny.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, maybe you're right. Maybe keep it tasteful. Maybe if the opportunity arises, we'll put him in. But let's not force it.
I mean, I would say instead of CGIing him, you know what? If he would have been into it, go for it. Like, make him a ghost.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I bring it up, because I feel like it's really weird if you have a franchise about ghosts and the
what is happening?
Bad luck. Oh, too many ghosts.
I'm pretty sure that PK energy thing on the bottom was the ghost reaching Gozer, or sorry,
Jeez.
Zool.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah. Why don't let's give this another quick whirl.
I mean, I'll just do things
go
while
back to the shop,
we chat because
because I think we got something good here. So no, what I'm saying is, like, I think it would be like an elephant in the room missed opportunity if you had a series about busting ghosts where one of the main character dies and is made like you make a big deal about it at the beginning.
Yep.
You gotta bring him back as a ghost. Like, I feel like it would be so weird.
It would be weird not to do it. And you know what? If he would have been into it, and here's the other thing: if the other actors are like, you know what, that's not disrespectful. Like,
and also, like, he can be CG because Ghosts and Ghostbusters, they don't look human.
Yeah, they look weirdo.
Yeah, so, like, just do, like, a tasteful ghost. He's their man on the inside.
Mm-mm.
I don't know who would play him. Like, who's got a good, like...
Yeah, whoever could
like
impersonate that
Ray
voice.
Romano has kind of a similar kind of... Like, he had this, like... Oh, I know! Friggin' Maurice LaMarche.
I was gonna go with Frank Oz.
No, Maurice LaMarche did Egon in the cartoon.
Oh, in the... yeah.
So, he could do that. That'd be good. Like, you could even say, oh, your voice is different. Or, I don't know. They don't have...
Well, I am a ghost.
Yeah. All right. So...
I am a spectral projection made of goo.
Yeah. So, all right. So they're giving up the business, or maybe they have retired. Like,
I'm thinking like they're in the process of shuttering the whole situation, and maybe someone shows up with an emergency, and that'll be the person that we're gonna pass the torch on to.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like one last job that moves into a world crisis, but they're too old to handle it, so they need to train these guys to take on.
So this is a world crisis? Because before it was just
a New York crisis. Yeah. We'll go with New York crisis.
Okay. We want to keep it in New York. I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a movie about New York. Yeah. New York is a character in both movies.
That's true. People always say that. It's like, oh, it's a character. Okay, so it's New York. What's like New York these days though? Like, I'm trying to feel like bring that new flavor to it, like modernize it a little bit.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not hip on what's the New York.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like bring gentrification into it somehow.
Yeah. Jeez, that'd be
a weird movie.
I don't know if you could make a ghost. Well, that's interesting. Like the ghosts of like former tenants try to protect like you flip it. Like the ghosts are protecting.
I mean, if we're making this movie and it used to be, it's a franchise from the 80s. Bring back the old 80s plots.
Yes, that's exactly where I was going with this. How you have like the rich guys trying to buy it out.
Yeah.
All right. How about? Oh man, I got it. So. There's not a lot of ghosts these days. They gotta sell the business. Egon's dead or whatever, like things are going bad for the Ghostbusters. Yeah. And they're gonna get bought out by this like real estate mogul. It's like, the classic 80s.
Yeah.
And what they gotta do is like this time, they gotta team up with some ghosts. They got a man on the inside.
I like that.
So maybe this is a passing of the torch sort of thing, like you were saying, like it's The Force Awakens, where like the original cast is like they're in there. It's not just like at the beginning sort of pass the torch.
Yeah.
Like this is their last movie, like they're in it. And so they got to team up. Maybe they got to team up with like hipsters or something. Like
hipster busters.
Like hipster busters. And maybe it's like a generational thing where like so all right. So in each movie, like the first one, no one likes them because they are like they're saying ghosts are real, like they're So in the second movie, even though they saved New York, they're like all washed up for some reason.
Yes.
In this third movie, they're like super old now, and maybe it's like this generational like. The millennial hipsters and like these old Ghostbusters kind of have to work together. They have to talk to the ghosts. Maybe there's like a young person who's got this sort of they got their own business on the side, and it's and just like Venkman, like it's kind of a scam.
Yeah.
And so there, and
like
so,
he might be selling like an app or something that's supposed to help you with ghosts.
Right, like a ghost app. Yeah, something like that. Like maybe they're all app developers or something. But
this is the single worst game. This is not fun. Sorry, I just needed to be angry.
So they got to save the old building. I think you don't introduce Egon until like midway.
Yeah, like it's a secret they're keeping.
Yeah, you don't even foreshadow it. Like the only foreshadowing is that he's gone.
Yeah.
So I guess like they got so in the middle they meet Egon, and then it's like at the end it's like we have to team up with these ghosts. Like we got to use these ghosts, and maybe Egon's like got unfinished business, and they got to help him cross over. Oh my God! You know what we got to do?
What?
If we got a ghost who's like part of the team, we have to see what the inside of the machine, like the storage machine,
is. Oh,
is.
yes. I mean, all of my favorite episodes of the cartoon were when they had to do stuff in there.
Yeah. We got to go in there. Like, we got to pull some ideas from that cartoon.
Yeah. I'm also going to, and this will require us to answer a question.
Yeah.
I'm going to say part of what made the movies so good is that Dan Aykroyd is a crazy person, and he was 50% responsible for writing this.
Yeah.
I say bring him back in, make him a writer.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
But we need someone who is a Harold Ramis style, like Rainer Inner, who's still a good writer. I don't. I'm gonna ask you because.
I mean.
Oh.
I feel like. The easy answer is J.J. Abrams. I feel like that's just he's just the easy.
He's the go-to for every modern fucking remake right now.
He's just the easy one to go to.
We're remaking Star Trek. Who are we gonna get? J.J. Abrams. We're remaking Star Wars. Who are we gonna get? J.J. Abrams. As long as it's not fucking Snyder. No Zack Snyder.
Oh no, he's out. He's out. Okay, this is
J.J. Abrams is a good choice. Because you know what, Super 8 was a really fun movie that proves that he's able to do an 80s like thing.
Yeah. Okay. So that's fun. And then at the end of the movie, the Ghostbusters, like they do retire. They just didn't want to retire in shame.
Yes.
Like they
want to retire on top.
Retire on top. They know that Egon's in a good place. Like he's fulfilled his destiny. Like I don't know what his unfinished business is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like to save the business, or maybe it's like to pass the torch. I don't know, but he crosses over.
Maybe it's a guilt thing. Maybe like
maybe how he died.
It might be how he died. It might be like his friends are trying to keep the business going, but he's like, you guys don't have your hearts in it. Like you're doing this for me. You shouldn't be. Like it can go either way. But like making it part of his story is probably a good idea. It really ties it all together.
Yeah, or maybe like the Ghostbusters, like their lives never moved on beyond Ghostbusters because they're trying to keep Egon's memory alive.
Yeah,
and
like they don't have families or anything.
And Egon's like, no, you got to let this go.
Ooh, we could make it partially about family, and by the end, like they don't have any families of their own. They're too old to start a family. Yeah. But like some of the new cast do have kids, but they need like if we're working this job, someone needs to keep the kids company.
And they're like a babysitting service or something.
They're not a babysitting service, but like they are the grandfather to these new people.
All right. That's kind of interesting. That's
like maybe someone's an orphan, never had a father. Like they could be the father figures. Venkman can learn responsibility at this late stage in his life.
I think we got to see like they got to tutor their proteges.
Yeah,
we got to see like those parallels with the new characters, and then I guess when all is said and done, that's the start of a new franchise.
Yes.
And then you have like the new guys, and they can't be like just awful millennial stereotypes. Like,
no.
Maybe at first they're a little bit like that, but like
they're young and they don't know any better.
You need to have like good characters. You need to have just as good characters as the other Ghostbusters.
Exactly. Like the nerdy guy doesn't need to be a fucking super scientist like Egon was. He could just be a computer nerd, and like in the midpoint when Egon's revealed, Egon could teach him things, and like that's how he starts learning the science of the Ghostbusters. Venkman can like find a young shyster to take under his wing. Like,
yeah.
Like, you're gonna have to be the face of the business, my friend.
Yeah. And I also feel like it doesn't necessarily need to be a one-to-one, because I think that was another problem with the new movie, is that they wanted that one-to-one sort of match.
They wanted the one-to-one match, and it caused so many problems. Like,
it was weird.
Like, we need a car, so like they just get the Ecto-1 through like a dumb series of coincidences.
Yeah.
Oh, my uncle owns a hearse. Like, instead, the Ecto-1's there already. Like, they whipped the cover off. It's old and dusty.
It's like the Millennium Falcon.
Exactly, it's the Millennium Falcon reveal.
It's back, yeah. And I mean, that's like, fun.
We haven't used this for a while. We've just been using Ubers, but if you guys are, you want to drive it, woof. And then, like, you take the Ghostbusters theme and you do like a slowed down refrain version of it for like looking at the car.
Yeah, like it's kind of like bittersweet.
Yeah.
It's like, remember when we saved New York twice.
Yeah. This is impossible. Like, you're a million miles away. If you miss one can of fuel, you have to do it over again.
It's a very hard
There is no joy and happiness in this game.
I think this is a good movie we developed.
I think so. It's way better than what they did.
Yeah. We should write it and make it and send it to Disney and say, if you don't already own Ghostbusters,
hey, if you own the rights,
you should make this movie and get JJ on it.
We're gonna need JJ as a writer director, and we're gonna need our good friend Dan Aykroyd as a writer.
I feel like a lot of our reboots are just old people talking to young people and passing the torch. Like,
because the thing is, like, if you want to do the soft reboot, which is, I think,
I love a soft reboot.
It's my preferred method.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna remake something where the original cast is still around for the most part, then there's no reason not to do the soft reboot. Because at that point, you're moving it into the new era, and you don't have to do a lot of work. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, let's just do a really quick. All right, we're remaking Ghostbusters from scratch, a movie that's saturated in 80s, but you can't bring that with you because you're not bringing the cast back, you're not bringing the writers or the director. Like, it's a whole new thing. Then why even call it Ghostbusters?
Right.
You end up with what we had, which wasn't good.
Yeah. They did some, well, why don't we put this bad boy to bed?
I want to delete this game.
I'm sure you never want to play this game again.
Never.
And I think we just created the best movie ever.
Fuck it, I'm going to Zool.
You can't go to Zool. Let me tell you, the Zool level is terrible because you have to go up the stairs.
The white box is my inventory.
Oh, it's your inventory. Thanks for joining us on Screen to Screen, and we'll have some other movie thing for you next time.
Yeah.
I know what it's going to be.
It'll be exciting.
I'm sure it will.
Bye.
Bye.